welcome to your match preview. It's James from Birmingham Fan TV, guys, and today obviously we're going to go through the derby game that's coming up on Friday, and I just think that this is a massive one for Blues. I think this is their biggest game of the season. I don't want to overdo it, but I think home games are massively important, and yes, while we have got to go to Rotherham on Monday night, I think that derby is almost a better opportunity because Rotherham are going to be difficult to play against. They're going to want it just as much. I'm not taking into account that obviously Derby won't. They're going to come at us. They're still fighting for playoffs, which they have a great chance of. But I think that at home, if we can get a decent crowd on Monday, we can do the business, I think. I think we'd rather go into it, even if we get a point against Derby, knowing that we only have to get, a point against Rotherham and maybe 3 points against Wigan at home. So I'm going to go ahead and say it's probably our biggest game of the season. So yeah, not much riding on it, to be honest. It's going to be a tough one, and I think you've only got to look at Derby's form again to see how difficult this game is going to be. I think it was 1 defeat in 7 for Derby, and obviously they currently sit in 8th position. So they are on the brink of playoffs. They're not in there, but they're going to be fighting with Bristol City for that final spot. And obviously their results recently have picked up. They won 4-0 last week. All right, at home to Bolton, granted. It's one of the easier games, but then they lost 2-0 away to Blackburn, and that was a Tuesday night game in which I think they had a few injuries and suspensions. So it was a blip on what has been a decent run for them. A 3-3 away at Brentford, a 6-1 at home to Rotherham, a 0-0 at Stoke, a 1-1 at home to Sheffield Wednesday, and a 2-1 win against Wigan, all in the last 7. So they've got goals in them, you can see that. And the lineup would, again, for the last game, the lineup for the last game shows that they're oozing talent. They always have done this season, and obviously they were tipped as one of the favourites for playoffs. No surprise with Lampard in charge and the players that they were bringing in. And obviously they lined up with a 4-3-3 against Bolton, in which they won 4-0. Roos in goal, a back four of Bogle, Keogh, Tamori and Cole. Obviously plenty of experience in there with Ashley Cole and Richard Keogh, with the quality of Tamori and Bogle, who have both caught the eye this season. Tamori won their player of the season. So yeah, a tough back line to break down for Blues. Midfield 3 of Bryson, Johnson and Mount. Obviously Johnson and Bryson with plenty of championship experience. They're going to love these big games. They're going to relish them. And Mason Mount, who's again been one of the star players this season, the young players of the championship. And a forward 3 of Wilson, Lawrence and Waghorn. I think it's a quality team. I think every position that they've got is one of quality, and Blues have got to be at their best, and they can't perform the way that they did in the second half against Ipswich. If you've been brutally honest, the first half performance was excellent. We dominated the game, the possession, we kept the ball, we moved it well, we were quick. Just that final pass into the box, or that final finish, is what was lacking for Blues at the weekend. And then we capitulated second half, and we had a completely polar opposite performance. Difficult to kind of pinpoint where that went wrong, but I think that one thing I do know is that we could have changed the game after it went to 1-1 and tried to affect the game in a different way, and we didn't. Monk needs to work on that, i.e. substitutions and systems. So yeah, I think there's a few things that Blues have got to look at in terms of this game. Game management, we've got to make sure we start the half well. We had a few scares against Leeds when they came out second half for the first 10 minutes and gave us a scare. We've got to make sure we start the half correctly. Blues will obviously go with Camp in goal. There's going to be no change for that one. The back four, unless an injury crops up, I can't see changing. He's not going to change. Max at right back, Pedersen at left back, Dean and Morrison in the middle. Again, the midfield is where the change will sit, and obviously he made the change with Amrabti and Hotter coming in for Magoma and Mahoney. Obviously Mahoney had been, I think he tweeted about having tired legs at the weekend, and that was probably the reason, due to a bit of fatigue, and he maybe wanted to save him for these games. And Magoma, I heard, had hobbled out on Wednesday night after the game into the car park, so obviously he was more of a precaution. Again, obviously he did come on, so there's no long-term issue there. I think he'll revert back to Mahoney and Magoma. I think that Wall and Rabti and Hotter did okay. They just didn't have that cutting edge that Mahoney can bring with his deliveries and Magoma can bring with his driving runs inside. And I think up against Ashley Cole at left back, I think is our best chance. Him and Keogh are the best two chances. I think you'll find that Jukovic and Adams up front will tend to peel off to that left hand side and try and get at those two at the left back. Obviously Cole is not a poor player. His game reading will be excellent, and he'll know what's coming. But if we can peel Jukovic off, I think is our best chance. Try and get him aerially against him and Keogh. I think he stands a fantastic chance. I think Tamori in the air he's going to have no chance against. But if we do manage to get him over there and then get Adams anywhere near the box, I don't care who the defender is. Adams, you get him anywhere near the 18-yard box, he's going to turn. He's going to score. He's going to score with anything he hits at the minute. So I think potentially, I don't think a change in system is needed. I think that 4-4-2 with Davis and Gardner in the middle isn't going to change. He's not going to switch it and go the diamond for this one and go with Gardner at the base and Hotter at the tip. He's not going to do that. I think he needs that energy from Davis in midfield. And I thought Davis had an excellent first half at Ipswich. You guys let me know. I don't know if you saw any differently, but I thought he was excellent. And faded, as did the whole team, second half. I think that our biggest worry is Pedersen keeps getting caught out. Was at fault for the goal the other day. Was at fault for a few goals against West Brom. When he's on it, especially at home, he seems to have his positive performances. Pedersen is a fantastic asset at left back, very strong, physical, but he seems to be getting caught out, and I do worry when people like Wilson and Waghorn do come up against him. So he needs to make sure that he's on his game. But I do believe that on our day, I'm trying to remain positive. Blues do have the ability to beat this Derby team, and I think it's our best chance because I don't fancy us to win against Reading last day. Wigan's going to be tough because they're going to be in there. Rotherham's going to be tough because they're in there. And Derby's a tough game. So in terms of a score prediction, I think that the only thing with this one is how Derby approach the game. Are they going to come all guns blazing? Or are they going to just try and play counter-attacking football? Are they just going to sit in a little bit deeper? I think that would worry Blues more than if Derby came at them, to be honest. My score prediction is going to be 1-1. I went with it in the podcast. If you haven't already, go and check that out. Fantastic talk about the games coming up as well. I think that 1-1 is a safe option. Both teams need a result. I think both teams, a point would suit us more than Derby, but it's going to be tough. And if Blues can get a result here, I think it's a massive, massive step towards safety. And obviously, this weekend is going to be huge. If we can get 4 points, I think from this weekend, we're pretty much mathematically safe with 4 points. So yeah, we start Friday, guys, but let me know your team down below in the comments section below. How would you start? Would you make those changes? Obviously, I'm making the 2 changes with Magoma and Mahoney coming back in. But would you go with the diamond? Would you change any of that? Would you bring Harding in and put Colin to left back and take Pedersen out? These are changes that I'm sure we'll be going through Monk's head, but let me know your score predictions as well down below. It's going to be a tight game. And Blues really need the win, as do Derby as well. But thank you so much for watching, guys. Leave us a like if you can, guys. That helps us massively. If we can hit that 50 again, hugely appreciated. And don't forget to subscribe if you haven't already, guys. We're aiming for that 1.5 before the end of June. So let's try and hit that one if we can, guys. But thank you so much for watching. We'll catch you for the aftermatch review of the Derby game on Friday, and then obviously there will be the preview for the Rotherham game on the Saturday, guys. But thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you soon. Keep right on.